Hello friends, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell icon and don't forget to like and share. So, today we are going to learn class 5th subject geography and our lesson is our earth and our solar system. When we look up from an open ground, we see the sky. In the clear night sky, we can see many stars. They are very far away from the earth. Some stars are prominent, while some are tiny and faint. If we look at them carefully, we find that many of them twinkle, but some do not. Do you know what prominent and faint means? It means blur. The sun and the moon are close to Earth, so we can see the round shapes clearly. The sun, the moon, the stars, the planets, etc. are all known as heavenly bodies. Now let's talk about stars. The heavenly bodies that twinkle are called stars. Stars have their own light. Our sun is a star. It is closer to us than any of the other stars. Hence, it appears big and brilliant. And its bright light during the day, we cannot see the other stars. So, now let's talk about planets. Okay, the heavenly bodies that do not twinkle are called planets. Planets do not have their own light. They get their light from stars. Planets revolve around a star even as they rotate around themselves, which is called as rotation. Now let's talk about the solar system. Our Earth is a planet. It gets its light from the sun. It moves around the sun, and its movement around the sun is called the revolution of the Earth. Besides Earth, there are 7 other planets that revolve around sun. They are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. I hope you have listened about it. Every planet in the solar system revolves around the sun along a specific path. This path is known as the planet's orbit. See, I have told you about it. The sun, which is a star, and the planets that revolve around it are together called the solar system. Besides the planet, the solar system also includes the other heavenly bodies. Now let's talk about it. In them, first is satellites. Some heavenly bodies that revolve around planets. These are called satellites. Satellites too get their light from the sun. We see the moon at night. It revolves around the earth. Hence, it is a satellite of the earth. Friends, did you know most of the planets in the solar system have satellites? The planets revolve around the sun along with their satellites. Now, let's talk about dwarf planets. There are some smaller heavenly bodies that revolve around the sun. They are called dwarf planets. Of these, the most well known is Pluto. Dwarf planets revolve independently around the sun. They have the orbit of their own. That means they have their own orbit and they are really very small. Now let's talk about asteroids. Between the planets Mars and Jupiter, there is a band of numerous small heavenly bodies. These are called asteroids. Asteroids also revolve around the sun. Compared to the sun, other heavenly bodies in the solar system are much smaller. The moon is closest to the earth, so we can see it bigger. But actually, it is really very much smaller than the sun. Now let's talk about gravity. All heavenly bodies exert a force of attraction or a pull on one another. This force is called the force of gravity. The sun exerts a gravitational pull on all planets, whereas the tendency of the planets is to move away from the sun. As a result of these two forces, a planet keeps revolving around the sun at a fixed distance on a fixed orbit. In the same way, the satellites move around the sun. Guys, now let's talk about man-made satellites. Man-made satellites provide useful information for agriculture, environment, weather forecasting, making maps, and searching for water and mineral wealth on the earth. They are also used for telecommunication. They are put into orbit around the earth. They can remain in space for many years. Do you know that? Yes, because of the satellites, we can call our friends or our family members Okay, so here our lesson completes. Thank you so much.